the 19th of December.
So moved.
Moved by Bill,
Support.
supported by Harrison. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes are approved. Everyone on this side needs to turn their microphones on. And looks like most everybody on this side as well. Okay. Thank you. All right, so we've done that. Madam Clerk, do we have any communications?
We had one email 1219 from MSU Extension for the 4-H track. Sorry.
Okay,
1219 email from MSU Extension for a 4-H tractor operator program, and then a 1223 email from a MSU Extension for any and all upcoming events.
okay,
And that was all.
great, thank you. We need to do appointments for chaplain, parliamentarian, and sergeant at arms. If there's no objection, we'll just keep those as they have been, with Jim as the sergeant at arms, Terry as the parliamentarian, and Madam Chair of Finance as the chaplain.
Okay,
Is that all right?
I can do that.
Okay, so we'll maintain status quo. Committees, is that next? Yes, okay. Finance, Mamie will continue as chair. Terry, Ray, and John will be on that committee when we all break. I asked the committees to meet briefly to formalize the selection of the vice chair, which is done by the committee chair. PHS, Bob will continue as chair. The members of that committee will be Pitchford and Werfel. Admin, Curran will continue as chair. Members Ott, Tyler, and Volrath. The approval of bylaws and rules of procedure. We have to do that.
So, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
that's been a topic of discussion. So because of the change to the 4-year terms, it will require significant work on the part of staff and the board to go through those. So my suggestion would be to adopt our current sets of bylaws and rules and procedures for use until we go through the process of carefully changing and making recommendations to the board. And I would make that motion.
Everybody good with that?
I'll support that.
Moved by Harrison, supported by Tyler. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That is adopted. We have a calendar looking ahead to summer. Far away from right now, but we need to adopt a calendar. We need to pick some meetings for night meetings. We've done 4. What do you want to do this time? Any thoughts? Ma'am,
Personally, since I'm new as a county commissioner, you received a survey for the county commissioners, how often the other 82 counties met on night meetings. I never saw that survey. I would like to review that survey with the data to be able to know what is best for Berrien County on night meetings. The other thing, as being a past county clerk, I would recommend highly, because due to the cost to the county and for overtime pay, it should be on a county site so we can access internet. Also, sometimes we're putting out other municipalities, then it becomes a cost to them. And I don't feel that we should be rendering additional costs to other individuals.
well, good points. We also have wanted to have a road show to get out and see local units and make it easier for people in those communities who might not otherwise attend a county board meeting to come and see what we do. So there's a balancing of sorts. Whatever we adopt today, we have to do a calendar today by law. We can amend it. We could amend it next week, next month, but we have to adopt a calendar. Part of that is adopting the Thursday meeting schedule. And then if we're going to do night meetings, pick a number, and then it could be to be announced in terms of where those meetings take place. We could say, our plan is to do 4, 5, 6, whatever it happens to be,
Put the time in it.
and at 6 PM. But are they all gonna be here? Maybe some in Niles Court. I don't know. If wherever we go, we have employees who are gonna be working extra for that. And I understand that. But we need to do something for the time being. So is there any interest in, for today, adopting our regular Thursday schedule, 8:35 and 10:30? And then, do you need some
Sorry.
no, do you need some water? Okay. And then pick a number for night meetings, and we'll figure out later where and when. Yes, sir.
Can we just do it and then pick the number from last year and say, we'll do,
That's fine.
at this point, we'll look at, we had 4, I think, last year.
that right?
Looking forward, and then when we start looking at it, it's possible we could add one, take one off, or
Yeah.
whatever we have to do.
Absolutely. Just something to fill the hole for the time being in terms of the meeting agenda.
We have point of clarification. I don't believe we asked questions of the other of the other 82 counties about their frequency of meeting at night. It
Oh,
was more, how often do you meet and what time and that stuff.
Correct.
We can give you the results of that with no problem.
okay, thank you. Well, I'll make a motion to support meeting on Thursday, except for the 5th Thursday of each month,
Right.
for the committee of the whole, starting at 8:35, and the Board of Commissioners starting at 10:30, and adding 4 night meetings to the schedule, and that those times and locations, the time will be the 6 PM. Location will be determined in the near future.
All right, that's your motion,
Yes.
and it's supported by Pitchford. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
So just as a point of clarification on the draft meeting calendar, there was 2 Thursdays that just should be noted as no meetings, that being Thursday, November 27th, and then again on Thursday, December 25th, both are county holidays.
I will bend my motion
Thank
and to remove holidays.
Yeah.
that we will
Okay.
not make.
All right, the motion's amended to exclude holidays. Is that
Yes.
compatible with your support? All right, and everyone is okay with that?
Certainly.
I don't think we need to do a second acclamation vote, Madam Clerk, if you would just reflect that addendum. All right. Conflict of interest waivers.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
need to
We didn't vote.
make a motion.
Yeah, we
Oh, I
didn't
thought
vote.
we
We have a
did.
motion on the table.
We didn't do that?
I don't think we voted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you. I'm new at this.
The first vote, how do we get a second?
Now, conflict of interest waivers, have we circulated those yet?
Right there on the table here.
Okay.
What do we have?
um,
Conflicts of interest.
If we filled one out before and nothing's different, just mark it accordingly.
Well, I think there is one item that's different. We have added a section to section B, current disclosure on the second page. At the bottom, we've added just a place to list off all outside boards or committees that are, to which the member has been appointed as a commissioner. So those aren't necessarily conflicts, but it was something that the board expressed interest in seeing.
Right.
So we added that section.
Okay, thank you. So with that caveat, before we're done, just fill them out, sign them, and turn them into corporate counsel. One question, Thaddeus, on the last page under C, where it says amended disclosure. If this is a new clean conflict of interest disclaimer, would you still sign?
So the member shouldn't be signing the amended disclosure now. If there are changes in the future, we'll retain these copies. And
Okay,
then they can be added or changed at a later point. At that later point, if a change is made, that's when the board member would sign that section C.
so do we sign anywhere right now below there?
Yes, so you'll sign, on the last page, it says the undersigned Berrien County Commissioner hereby acknowledges. That first row will be the one signed this year. And then we'll also, you'll see, keep these on file. If there are no changes in future years, 2026, 2027, 2028, there are blanks to sign there for those future years. We wouldn't be signing those now, just the top row.
Got it. Okay, so right about halfway down the page.
That's right.
Where you would sign this time, yes, sir.
Print, sign, and date.
So, is this, that section B, is that for all boards or committees that you're appointed to? Or just the ones where, your title as commissioner?
All,
Okay.
so if you're serving on the, on a state pageant committee, say you're on Blossom Time Committee as one of the board of directors, you would fill that in even though you're not serving on Blossom Time as a county commissioner.
Okay, thank you.
Do you also add things where we have been appointed by this board to serve on them as well?
Yes.
Already in the record.
Any board appointments would be included, but then the item, at the last item, the corporate counsel mentioned, on the bottom of page 2 would be committees outside.
Yeah, so not the
Yeah.
ones that we've been appointed to as a commissioner.
So the way it's currently drafted, it was intended to be,
it literally
as
says-
Commissioner Werfel said, boards or committees that are, you weren't appointed to by this board.
Okay, not my mistake.
No, I was just saying.
Okay. All right, so,
There are, as elected officials, we are politically appointed to our political party's board. I did not note that because that's by state law.
I'm sorry. You as a commissioner?
Yeah, when you're elected as an elected officer by the political party, you are automatically placed on your political party's board. I
Okay,
did not note that
okay.
because it is
You
an MCL.
So these are just for circulation of the other board members. So I would recommend including anything that you weren't appointed to by the board.
I'm
If-
talking
if-
the last one outside the role of Berrien County.
Right, I know. I'm just
Okay.
saying, things like that, include them if you think of them. The purpose is just to educate the other board members. So it doesn't sound like that one's a particularly critical 1-2 list. But the purpose again is so that the other commissioners are aware of these outside boards. So not speaking to that one specifically, but in general, if there's a board and you're not sure if it should be listed or not, I would recommend just listing it.
okay,
And again, I don't know if this was obvious, but we're not going through the actual disclosures today. We'll turn these forms in and we can we'll be discussing the disclosures at a future meeting. So that
yeah,
nothing needs to be decided right at this moment.
tentatively 2 weeks. Okay, next on the checklist, general public comments. Does anyone have any? Ma'am?
Morning, Melissa Clapper, St. Joseph Charter Township. Welcome to the new people here. I'm Sharon and Stacy, and congratulations to Chuck. Just have a question that I know we don't really answer it, but it's always been something I've been interested in is meetings and being able to attend meetings and access for the public. So when you mentioned that you all did a survey of all the counties and their number of meetings, Is that something that is open to the public? I mean, could I get a copy of that survey? I would really like a copy of that
Sure.
survey. Okay, so congratulations, 2025, here we come. So we'll be good.
Thank you. Pastor, did you wish to be heard? Okay. All right, we'll close general public comments, and anyone have anything under other business? Ma'am,
I tried to during the vote for the minutes, but you didn't see me, so I just abstained, Stacy, from the minutes vote, please, because I was not here. Thank you.
A topic that's on everyone's mind is the evaluation of the corporate counsel and the county administrator.
I woke up thinking about.
If you remember, you received forms to fill out and return to me. And so 5 A students have turned them in, so there are a number of C or below students that I'm waiting for them on. So if you can't find it, the dog ate it, whatever, please talk to Annette and she'll give you another copy.
Have a dog.
that dog,
That dog's very hungry with the new year.
ate a lot of my homework over the years. Okay, thank you. Yeah, let's try to get them turned in by next week.
That'd be fine.
And this is to be turned in by
Next
today.
week. Well, if you do it today, that's great. If you want to
Okay.
stick around.
Conflicts of interest.
If no one has any other business, I have some. Does anybody have anything else?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just real quickly, as a reminder to the other board, there is a 12:30 BC Bit meeting that is conducted virtually. For anyone wishing to attend in person, it'll be upstairs in Ken Wenzel at 12:30. Otherwise, it is a Teams meeting for the BC Bit members. They can join virtually. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My comment pertains to what we're here to do. And in light of what's happened on the national scene, highly contentious, divisive presidential election, highly partisan. And I was thinking on the drive up here, the first time I was sworn in was 40 years ago. 40 years ago on the 3rd of January, 1985. And, we all ran as in partisan elections. But the thing that struck me early on about the board was it was not a partisan board. And I don't think at any time over the years when I've received a call from a constituent, they've said, "Hi, my name is John Smith or Jane Doe. I'm a Republican or I'm a Democrat." They just have called because they had a question or they needed some help. And it had nothing to do with a party. We see it in Washington, we see it in Lansing, where partisan politics seems to take a higher priority than serving people. And Pastor, since you're here, you can appreciate when I say we can either follow Matthew 4:10 or Matthew 5:12. 4:10, to paraphrase, says, "And in the end, your enemies shall be from within your own house." 5:12 says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be known as the children of God." Again, I'm paraphrasing. So this board can either adopt a 4:10 mindset or a 5:12 mindset. Things happen during the heat of elections. And afterwards, we might regret things said or done. It's not too late when that happens to acknowledge that you misstepped, that you regret something. And all of us have made mistakes. All of us have said, I screwed up. I'm sorry. And all of us have been big in our hearts and have said, it's okay. I've done it. I forgive you. Let's move on. The election's over. It's a new year, it's a new board. I would say let's be a board of 512. There endeth the sermon. Does anybody have anything? We have announcements and reminders. Brian already mentioned. I don't know of any others. Does anyone think of anything that needs to be announced?
Would you explain to us what we do when we finish here, when we finish in here?
If you could briefly go to your committees, and each committee chair will select a vice chair and do any housekeeping details that you think appropriate. I don't believe any committee has any working agenda for today, however, so once you're done with those details, just cut out, and then we'll get together next week. This meeting then is done. We'll be back together next Thursday. Julie, do you have just a second?
Oh, wait, there's no 10:30 meeting, correct? No 10:30 meeting today.
No, would you-
I'm not a C student. The file, everything. It is. They might get.
He's doing good. We had our first necessary ER visit today where I was, we're going. I have no idea what I'm doing. And they were like, he's gas. He's screaming that loud because he's gas. Got it. Yeah, Lauren and I look at each other often like, what the hell did we just do? Yeah.
Tell me.